Turn it up, fellas. Turn it up.
Well, turn it just like to like a 3 or a
medium.
4.
What's it, a 0?
No, it can't be. It's not a 0. We got to put it up a little. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Thank you for that. Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. We are, fellas, one of my favorite days of the year for gambling. And I'm losing every bet.
Wow.
But having fun.
Let's
Having
go.
a lot of fun. March Madness in the house here at DNVR. I'm telling you guys, make your plans, set your plans accordingly. Nuggets don't play tomorrow. Play hooky. Call it. Right now, people are watching this. They're at work. Cough. Fake cough at your desk a little bit.
Oh,
Plant
bro.
the seed so that tomorrow morning when you call in,
Dude,
your boss.
Just say the word COVID.
Yeah, be like, I don't know if it's COVID.
Yeah,
but
dude, just say. Don't even say that. Just be like, COVID.
I had some family in town,
There's
and
some yeah, exactly.
I was possibly around someone.
And then instead, come to the DNVR bar and watch March Madness with us because it is fun.
My phone said I was exposed, so.
Yeah, my phone said that. Guys, the Nuggets right now are exposed to a 4-game losing streak.
Oh,
See how
man.
I segued the worst
Very
possible
good.
word?
Very good.
They're exposed to a 4-game losing streak, but tonight's the night they should bounce back.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight is a get right game or get effed game because the Nuggets need to get a win against the Detroit Pistons. We're going to talk about that. There's also one player in particular I want to talk about, Jamal Murray. I went stat digging, you guys. And I found some crazy stats that I look forward to sharing with you here in a bit. We also asked some mailbag questions, and we got a couple good ones. But first, we got a panel here that includes Brendan Vogt.
Wasn't sure where my energy was at today, fellas. Got to the bar, saw some Bud Light towers in the distance, like a city skyline.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everything's great. Everything's great now.
Towers are back at the
Towers
DNVR
are
bar,
back at the
baby.
DNVR
Towers
bar.
are back. Over here in his best flannel,
That's right.
It's a great flannel.
D-line.
Listen, guys, it's a great day for me as a alumnus of both Furman and Princeton.
Is that right?
I've never felt better.
Man, really good year for you. I mean,
It's a
was
great year.
Furman the undergrad or was that the postgrad?
Furman was the undergrad.
Okay.
Princeton was more. It was like I was a janitor there. It was a Goodwill Hunting situation.
Masters.
It was a chalkboard. I filled it out. I was guessing, to be
Such
honest.
a goodwill. And then over there, Superstar Dev.
Man, I just love March Madness. It is the superior
Form of basketball.
superior form of
so
basketball
true.
where you get to watch all of these business majors get to perform against each other.
Literal plumbers.
Literal plumbers. You're making fun, but man, you know what? There is a part of me that loves. I haven't watched college basketball all year. Filled out a couple brackets. I'm an expert now.
Sure.
And then you're watching it, and it's like, is this the right way to engage in sports?
Yes.
Who's to say? Who's to
Yes.
say? Instead, let's obsess over Game 71 of 82-game
It's not
season.
obsessed. Let's be demolished by it.
Nuggets are in Detroit. You know, the Nuggets are down bad. The Detroit Pistons also down bad. Vogt, what can you tell us about them?
Good start. All right. Do my best Harrison Wind impression here. The Nuggets are in Detroit. Zeke, Jack, and Colin are out. Jamal Murray is probable, likely to play.
Don't
as
play, Jamal.
our own Harrison Wind tweeted out. Guys, it's upgraded, though. It is no longer just knee inflammation. We can get a little more specific here because Jamal Murray is dealing with right tibia inflation. So
What is
there's
the
that.
tibia?
It's a bone.
Oh, thank you.
Tibia,
Which one is
fibula.
it? It's the two bones that are together in your leg.
Yes,
your
it's
lower-
the tibia and
your
the
shin.
fibula. It's actually, as I recall, it's the bigger of the two.
I should actually clarify, though, fellas. It's the left knee injury management, and then now also the right tibia inflammation. So that's what Jamal's dealing with. All the same, sounds like
But he's playing.
he's going to play. That's
Okay,
the deal.
well,
That's what it sounds
So
like we're here.
is it a big deal or is it actually not a big deal?
To have a swollen bone,
But then, but you're playing
but you're playing.
against the Pistons, which is like ever there was a game to rest. This would be it.
Yeah, I wish he wasn't playing. I wish he was not playing. Is it a big deal? I think it's like not a big deal because Jamal like prides himself on being a warrior, but like he's very clearly hobbled. So I wish he would just chill out.
This is absolutely not a big deal because you look at the list, there's new injuries that are popping up on the report. He's playing against the Pistons, the worst team in the league. If it was something that was serious, trust me, he will be sitting. It's game 71. Not really much more to play for besides to get a rhythm So if he was like actually injured, then it would be time to panic. Where I am panicking is if he is able to go, why has he been so bad?
That's what I mean.
The
Like,
question.
He's not injured, but he's hobbled.
Can I tell you something? I'm with Dev on this one. I'm not sure he's actually. I mean, everybody's banged up. Yoke's banged up, man. There's some things he's dealing with that are just not, public this or that. Like every player at this point in the season is banged up. I kind of think that Jamal Murray is too. That it's not injured. He's just banged up. And I'm with Dev. If he was really injured, they would have kept him out. They would have held him out of a game like the Detroit Pistons. But here we are.
All the same, he is ready to go. Let's talk about those Detroit Pistons. They've got a long injury report. If you're hoping to see Cade Cunningham, Bagley, Burks, Boyan, Diallo, Isaiah Stewart, Isaiah Livers, maybe you're a sicko, you are out of luck. Not all those guys are out. Jaden Ivey was probable last I saw. He's in health and safety protocols, but sounds like he's going to play. I have not seen a confirmation on that. You guys want the rundown on Detroit? Worst record in basketball coming into today.
But wait. That's with all their guys. What
Yeah.
are they with those 10 guys you just mentioned being out?
That's a good point. Even worse? Yeah.
Wow.
So
God
this
damn.
is a game that even the
They're
reeling
gonna-
Nuggets should win.
This is going to be their 7.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
That would be the worst.
This would be worse than this would be a championship. You beat the
Yeah.
number 1 team out west with this roster.
This would be the worst loss, not of the Nuggets season, in NBA history.
This would be like Furman and Princeton beating
I
Arizona.
can't believe you just
How
did
many
that
times
to
do we
me.
have to do this show? You guys joke. Buckle up.
Oh,
Buckle
no.
up.
Come on,
More on
man.
Detroit. They are 9-27 at home. Their conference record is 7-36.
Okay.
They've only won 16 games, so they're actually better against the East than they are against the West. This is when you gotta win. RJ Hampton, old friends, anyone? He's someone who will play for Detroit. Much respect and shout out RJ, but that should tell you about where the Pistons are at this point in the season.
They've also lost 12 of their last 13.
There's that.
They lost 11 in a row. Then they won a game. Then they lost again. So this is an unbelievable run that they're on, truly trying to lose, trying to be the worst team. And as you mentioned, they're playing some other guys. There's actually 2 former Nuggets here. Do you know who they are? RJ Hampton.
RJ Hampton.
You know the other one?
Are you asking Dev?
Yeah, I'm asking either of you. Oh, I assumed you didn't know.
JJ Hickson.
Rodney Magruder. Remember when he got traded to the Nuggets and immediately wanted out?
That's why I didn't get it. Did that actually ever count?
Rodney Magruder?
Yeah,
But he was a Nugget for like 24 hours or something. I
it
think he
was
threw a
less than that.
fit.
I think that
He threw a fit, then got traded out.
I think there was something that happened with like the health of like the whole trade did not go through.
Rodney Magruder. Maybe that was it. Maybe I'm mistaking this one. I don't think so.
You think
I
it's
think it was
Jordan
it.
McRae? What are you thinking of?
No, I think you're right. Damn it.
No,
you're right.
it was
It's Jordan
Magruder,
McRae.
too.
Magruder was traded.
He
but
was
I
in
think
there.
McRae was the one that was
Okay.
like disgruntled.
Yeah,
for
he
being
came
here.
in, had one good game, and then got mad at Mike Malone.
Because he had
He's
like
out.
20 good games in a row for, I can't remember who it was, the crummiest team, and then
was
he got traded
Washington,
here, and
yeah.
it's like, I'm not going to be able to play. Either way, this is like, I've said through this 4-game losing streak that I'm not particularly worried about Denver. I'm a little worried. I'm not trying to pretend like these things don't matter at all. Do they matter towards their playoff success? I just don't think so. They're going through some adversity, and I think it's as likely that it turns into a huge positive for them as it is that this becomes a damning thing. A lot of people are like, you're just late to realize it, man. The season's over. Like, let's see, guys. Let's see. We'll wait and see. But tonight transcends that. You got to win tonight.
You do have to win. And it would be in a string. If they lose this one, it's just really hard to defend it. Even if I believe in everything you just said, I think there's something to like, look, if they play well in game 1, round 1, all of this is behind us.
Right.
But folks would still like to see them, okay, they're getting tested. They have to overcome adversity. I think folks would like to see them overcome it first, pass some of those tests before the confidence goes up. One last note, Jamal Murray, there's some self-awareness here. Katie Wynn's tweeting that Coach Malone pregame talking with Jamal Murray this morning, particularly about how he can help him. And he said Jamal Murray knows he needs to be better. And Malone is confident he will be. They said they talked about Murray getting locked in defensively first and foremost. The shots will come. I think that's a good note because, the offensive production is one thing, but I think of the biggest part of it with Murray over this stretch is that he really can't defend anyone right now. And so that's just good to hear some level of self-awareness. And like you guys said, this is, in theory, a get-right game.
So that brings us to our main topic today in the pregame show, and that is, of course, Jamal Murray. And in trying to figure out what's going on with the Nuggets over this 4-game losing streak, trying to figure out where it is, you start to look at some of the stats. You know what's going on. I'm a little concerned with Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 18.8 points per game. He is taking, let's see here, he's shooting 38.8% from the field, really bad, sub 40% from the field, and 33.7% from three, which is pretty bad as well. You know, he's got good volume there, 9.2 threes a game, but he's taking 17.8 shots a game, guys, 17.8. In that same span, Jokic taking 15, Michael Porter Jr. 12.1. He's taking 4 more shots per game than Jokic, and he's taking 7 more shots per game than Michael Porter while shooting horribly. Part of me, and this is where I want to ask the question, he came back from injury. We had the record, the 3-point record. I think there's been some distractions. Does Jamal Murray need to play better, or does he need to scale down a little bit, in your opinion, Dev?
I think if they weren't on a losing streak, it would be about just playing better. But also, he needs to scale back. He needs to do a bit of both.
Yeah.
There's no reason that he should be taking the most shots, especially with Michael Porter Jr. shooting. He's scorching threes right now. He's knocking down his shot. He's just not getting shots.
Michael Porter
himself.
and Jokic's efficiency over the last 10 games is unbelievable. They've both been on fire. You wouldn't know it.
It's a crime they're not shooting more.
Yeah, so his volume is up with him not making shots. So it is about scaling back. It is about getting into a rhythm. I think that he looks at it saying Denver did not play as well as they did in the playoffs last year because they were missing him, so you need that 1-2 punch. But also, he could also look at it in the same lens and say Denver was able to win a series without him because they have the best, offensive player in the world. So I think that it did be. It's a tough answer. I really don't know which way you would go with it. I think scaling back is the one that I would want most.
Well, it's like he has to scale back because he's playing bad. But when he's playing well, you want him to be shooting as much. He's just playing horribly. There are times when Jamal Murray gets on, when Murray flurries start happening, you're like, shoot it again, keep it going. This is incredible. And he's playing like he is on fire, but he is so not on fire, and it is terrible. It's horrible to watch. It feels bad. It just feels hopeless. You're like, what? Who is this guy? How is this the most inconsistent player in the world? He keeps hitting these high points. You're like, oh man, we're past all that. This guy's figured it out. And then this last stretch, you're like, I can't deal with this, man. Do we need to find a more stable running mate for Nikola Jokic? Is it fair to Nikola Jokic that his entire legacy is based on whether or not Jamal Murray has heavy legs every night? It's exhausting. I'm really at a weird point with Jamal where I am such a Jamal fan, but the last 4 games or whatever, where you're like, bro, this isn't going to cut it. You can't do this.
You can't be that guy in the playoffs. The Nuggets aren't going.
This,
it's not that the Nuggets aren't winning a title. It's that the Nuggets' floor gets lowered so much when he's your number one shot taker and he's shooting 38%.
It's unreal.
There's a somewhat of a give and take to, at their very best, is probably the 8+2 man game, or the thing they rely on. But what they'd like to go to after that is team ball. Ball is popping, and so Murray, I think, is kind of caught between two worlds sometimes of dribble, probe, and, hey, tonight's a good night for you to just keep the ball moving. I give him somewhat of a pass on the production this year with the injury. I know it took him a long time to come back. A lot of it is still reminiscent of Clay upon return to me, particularly the defense.
Yeah, you're right.
But if that's the case, then maybe scale back a little bit because Jokic, even over these last few games, we're like, oh, man, he's in a slump. You look at the efficiency numbers and you're like...
Jokic?
Well, mentally or whatever.
Okay.
But then I'm saying you look at the numbers and you're like, nope, no slump. He should get the ball. And the same should be said about Porter, who, at least for this little stretch, I think looks ready to be a carry-the-load kind of second option. So I think if he can scale back and they can get some wins, maybe it'll take some of the pressure off pressing and he can just get back to playing basketball a little bit.
To me, there is a scale back factor here that is as, if not more important to me than the just make your shots. The make your shots part, unfortunately, Jamal remains inconsistent. And I do think some of this has to do with injury. we hate to say it because there's been the one big injury, but he's kind of had injuries that have taken him out, and that's part of the rhythm to it. And sure enough, this year he was reaching his best basketball of the season right before the injury, and now here we are in the recovery. I have confidence that he can get back, to that level again, even with the runway that they have. But the thing for me is, you mentioned the two-man game. That's where Murray is at his best. The Jokic-Murray two-man game, and then he gets hot within that. The rest of the time, I've always been so impressed with Jamal because I think he's more talented than what he's been to the Nuggets, but he scales his game down and picks his spots appropriately. I don't think since he's returned from injury that he's done that. I think he has not picked his spots. And think about it. How much two-man game have we seen between him and Jokic? It actually hasn't been a whole lot. It's been a lot of Murray looking for his game. And secondly, your point, Vote, in years past, they've had a Gary Harris. They've had a young Michael Porter. They've had some of these, Will Barton. Those guys are okay third options or whatever. They have an elite third option right now in Michael Porter Jr. And I look at that and I go, every bad shot or bad decision he makes in the half court takes away from Jokic, takes away from Porter, who are absolutely on fire right now. And I just want to see him scale it down a little. I really do think there's a scale it down, put more energy and effort into point guarding and defending.
Right.
And guess what? Those two-man moments, they're going to manifest themselves naturally, and that's where you're going to become the superstar and get back into the superstar. For me, it's, if I could whittle down this stretch of Nuggets basketball, that's what it is. Murray is not in the proper rhythm for what this team needs, and he needs to find that again.
No kidding.
Oh, are you kidding me?
What?
I had the 10.5 live line.
Oh, my God. Let's go to a mailbag. Let's reach deep into the mailbag. The people had their questions for us ahead of this very important Pistons game. Kale, what do we have? That's so tiny.
I got you. We've seen a lot of shuffling in the last two games. Who is your bet to be in the rotation tonight?
This comes from one Miroslav Chuk.
Oh, yeah.
Go for
Miroslav.
it, superstar. What do you got here? Who's in the rotation tonight?
I think they're going to try to go with their regular rotation of Reggie Jackson is back. I do think that they're going to try to put him as the backup option. This was an off game just because it's the Pistons. I don't know if you're going to actually dwindle down or try to get a smaller type of lineup. So I think that we're going to see pretty much everyone in this one. So I think this is a hard game to gauge what the rotation or the shuffling looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Reggie coming back against the worst team in the NBA and playing
that he
well.
played for. Reggie revenge game?
You're right. Ah, crap.
It's going to happen.
We're all going to point to this game as evidence for, he should be playing. Remember when he was at plus 28 against the Pistons? I remember that.
Yeah.
I hope they kind of stick with no Reggie. Not that I'm expecting much from Jamal at the moment, but to me, it's like if you're staggering Jamal, then you don't need Reggie. If you got Reggie, it was about avoiding the stagger. It's an easy way to get away from the three-guard thing. You can play, Jamal alongside Bruce and CB or however you want to do it. But I just think playing without Reggie makes the most sense to me. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see.
What about Thomas Bryant?
What about him?
Is he playing tonight?
Yes.
I love how we're all confused by what might happen. We have no idea what Michael Malone's going to do.
No one has played what. The bench is a complete mystery. We are no closer to understanding what this Nuggets team is when Nikola Jokic goes off the floor as we have been since the first day of this season. It is so confusing. No one has stepped up. Reggie's been a disaster. Thomas Bryant has been a no-show. I would love for both of those guys to have a little bit of a statement game. At least show us even against the worst, show us you can do something against the worst team in basketball, show us a little something that we can be okay, well, we can lean on that.
Dev, does Vlatko Chanchar play tonight?
Yeah, we're going to see Vlatko. I feel like this is a game where everybody is going to get the opportunity to play. It's Detroit. And not only is it Detroit, it's a very, very beat-up Detroit team, so you're not going to be able to get your answers in this type of game. You just won't.
As much as you say everybody will play, I agree with you. If Denver blows them out, you get a chance. But I'm just curious, that first stint, that first rotation, is it Reggie? Is it Thomas? Is it Jeff Green? Is it Vlatko?
The thing is, even if you don't want to stagger
Christian?
Jamal because you're worried about Jamal's workload, I still think Bruce, KCP, and Christian. To me, signing Reggie was cool because they had an open roster spot and they needed a guard, and it's better than leaving it open. But part of the appeal to me was I thought, well, you don't have to play him. And so, like, for me, it's like, it's March 16. Have we seen an ounce of that makes you think, yeah, let's get that look going for the playoffs? For me, it's no. So I would I think getting away from the Reggie look, and then maybe it's 2 starters, KCP and AG, or maybe it's just KCP or Jamal and AG. But to me, I think Reggie confuses the rotation more than anything else.
All right, let's open up. Let's preview this game by making bets. I've been off on my college bets today, but I'm about to make it all up for Dev's NBA bets. We'll do them afterwards, Gil.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Then I'll be
Thank
kind of
you.
Thanks,
quick on
Gail.
this. So Denver comes in this game as 15-point favorites.
Oh boy.
Am I crazy for being a little nervous?
You're down so
No, you're
bad.
not. You're not crazy.
Just on the points.
So bad.
I don't think
On
that
the
Detroit's
points.
going to win, but 15 is just a lot.
It's a
but
lot
guess
of
what?
points. He's taking it.
I'm going to take the 15. Denver's going to win by more than 15.
I can't believe I'm betting
You have to
15.9.
blow them out. This is a blowout spot for a team.
This
So
is where you need
I
to
go.
get back to that point of the Nuggets where you just beat bad teams. We're repeating this over and over. This team's different. This is what's different about this team this year. They beat bad teams. They don't play down to their competition. What happened?
On Detroit side of things, their best player as of late has been
Don't say
James
it.
Wiseman. James Wiseman.
He's a good player, it turns out.
Come on.
He's not a good player. He's an absolutely atrocious
Yeah, he's
player.
Well,
bad.
I guess we're gonna
but in this
see.
game, I think that we're going to go over points plus rebounds on this one. It's
God.
only 22 and a half.
Murder joke all
20
night.
and 10.
He only needs like 14 points. Yeah, I just think that he's going to get it. 22 and a half.
14 and a half points. Oh, you do 22 and a
I'm
half.
going to do the 22 and a half combo. I think that he's going to get the points and the rebounds. That's all I could do on that side of things. Like, it's Detroit, man. Like,
Even Dev can't go there.
that is rough over there. So we're going to go back on Denver side of things. A player that I think that is going to be in a bounce back spot is going to play well. Bruce Brown. They have his points at 9.5. I think that the second unit is going to be able to play in this one. I think he's going to be able to score.
Oh, I don't love that
Over
one.
9.5. I think
Actually, I
that's
do.
a easy one for him.
He did he start in Detroit too? I think he did. Wasn't his first year? in
Yeah, he
Detroit?
was with Detroit.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a lot of Detroit players over here. Another one I really like, we've already talked about Jamal a bunch in this game. I'm not going to go over on the points or anything like that. I think it's going to be an assist game for him. He needs to pass the ball. He needs to get himself going on that end of the floor. His assist is only at 6.5. I'm going to go over on this one. I think
Wow.
that he's going to else involved.
This is such our narrative that we're creating that may or may not be real, but hey, it feels good to me.
It feels good. It
feels
comes off
really
of the
good.
hands.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the with the same game parlay. I like Michael Porter Jr. over on threes. It's at 2.5. The juice is not great on that. We're gonna put it at 3 just to put it on as a juicer for same game parlay.
Yeah.
And for the lock of the game.
You can do, hold on, real quick, you can do alt threes for Michael Porter. If you want 4 plus, it's 170. Plus 170.
Oh, I was going to say.
yeah,
Have you-
he's gonna hit 4.
He's going to hit
Let's
4.
get the 4 in there. Let's get
If
the
they
4 in
give
there.
him the ball enough.
They're giving him the ball tonight.
And for the lock of the game, I'm gonna go with King Yoke, triple double.
All right.
I don't think he's going to score a lot. I don't think that he wants to score a lot. Also, he is not the favorite in MVPs. I don't think he's going to chase it. I think he's going to have a quiet triple-double once again. So I'm going to do that as the lock of the game.
Did he have a triple-double last game? I was too disgusted to pay attention.
No, 8 and 7.
Do you have a same game parlay for us, Eric?
Yeah, that's what I was. Okay, so what I've got so far, I like Bruce Brown points, 8+.
Okay.
This is a game.
What a weird parlay.
It's just because I don't know what we're getting out of the starters. Like, you would hope, traditionally, you would think that this is a game where the starters would probably not play the last stint.
If they don't play Reggie, one kind of thing from the last game was that gets us back to Bruce with the starter minutes where he's at his best.
So that's what I'm saying. 8+ points for Bruce feels like pretty safe.
Yeah, it's not the worst, man.
Then I've got 3+ Michael Porter Jr. threes and 1 KCP steal. That's where I'm at right now. I'm at plus 175.
How many threes for Michael Porter?
3. I'm trying to think like what else to add. 175 is not quite the juice I'm after. I think I might
Jokic
go
steals against a young team. Is he gonna get? I think he gets some steals
against
tonight.
Wiseman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yoke
I like
steals.
Joke steals tonight.
Will Jokic hit a 3?
2 steals. I'm going to go, that's plus 145 for him. I like that. Gets me to plus
2
390.
steals?
Dude, he's playing against a bunch of like guys that have never played together.
I guess so.
There's going to be some turnovers. He's going to get his... What do they need to focus on tonight? Defense. He's there, man.
Okay, bro. Listen.
I talk you into it?
You talked me into taking one Nikola Jokic 3, which would give me plus 400.
Jokic taking 3s tonight against James Wiseman?
Just one, yeah. Pull him out of the paint.
Why would he pull him out of the paint? He's going to score on him at will in the paint. He wants him in the paint.
So that's 8 Bruce Brown points, 3 threes from Michael Porter Jr., 1 KCP steal, and 1 3-pointer from Nikola Jokic.
Man, I think that's a
plus
crazy one.
400.
If Jokic takes a 3 tonight, I'm going to be so mad. All right, guys, that does it for us. Nuggets, get up. Come on, get a win tonight.
Please.
Let's get going.
Guys, chat's
We
upset.
need it.
Hurry up. The buff show's coming up.
Oh, we got some super chats. Let's get into them.
Sam White, $5. My bad, everyone. The only games I've missed all year are the last 4 due to
Hell yeah.
vacation.
It's not the $2 bill, you guys.
It's Sam White.
Sam hasn't been here.
He hasn't
Back
been
at
here.
it tonight. LFGW incoming.
$2
Big
bill.
Namek, $2. When Murray comes back, will that era be AJ? Oh, after Yoke. Oh,
After Jamal.
after Jamal. I get it. Dreamweaver, 10, $5. Does the MVP matter anymore to Jokic? No. The national spotlight seems to be moving.
I mean, it never mattered to him.
It never mattered to him. And we never believed I never believe he's going to win this thing. Never.
The third one definitely doesn't matter to him. FSU, ping pong. Is this like a team account? Can you play pick and roll if you can't turn the corner? That's a great point.
No.
No.
No, you can't.
Good note to end on.
Yeah, but Murray he needs to get some of that explosiveness back.
Yeah.
Look, man, big game for Murray. We'll evaluate
Everybody
him
hold their breath and say a prayer for Murray's tibia.
Jesus. Hit the like button. We'll see you later.
Tibia.